कुमार स्वामी नायकर गोंगो लुबू लटोका रेडियो फीजी 2 में पुराना गाना लगे हमें बहुत अच्छा लगे।
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
Good evening, Fiji. In this bulletin, schools reminded to follow instructions. FRCS on high alert with tax compliance. And Bureau emphasizes importance of statistics.
From the studios of FBC Suba, Jackie Smith.
The Education Minister is urging schools to follow the Permanent Secretary's circular regarding the COVID-19 recovery framework. While Fiji may now be COVID-19 contained, school heads are being warned to adhere to the guidelines in place. Education Minister Rosie Akbar says they've received reports that certain schools have failed to follow the instructions. Kritika Kumar reports.
The minister reiterates that it's a serious breach if schools do not follow instructions.
You've got to understand that when circulars are sent to you, there's a lot of thought put into that, and it's from your boss, that's the Permanent Secretary.
Akbar says if schools need to do certain things out of the normal instructions, they must liaise with the Permanent Secretary.
Normal complaints I receive is, oh, this school is doing this, why can't I do this? This head of school is doing this, why can't I do that? So let's be unified in what we do, because at the end of the day, we want all of our children to be part of the service delivery that we are mandated to do.
Meanwhile, the minister highlighted that the commemorative Fiji 50 coin is the hope the leaders have placed in the students. Reserve Bank's Chief Manager Currency and Corporate Services, Susan Kumar, says children are the future of the country.
Which is why at some stage during the project we said let's keep a coin to every child in Fiji.
The minister also presented the Fiji 50 awards for the video winners from Lambasa College. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
The Fiji Revenue and Customs Service is on high alert to ensure traders, retailers and other businesses do not misuse the relaxation in tax compliance. The FRCS teams are on the ground gathering information on compliance levels regularly. Speaking exclusively to FBC News, Director Revenue Management Fazrul Rahman says businesses should not take advantage of the current economic situation. Koroi Tandulala reports.
The FRCS is ready to assist businesses genuinely affected by the pandemic.
We are very much alert with regards to any form of abuse that could happen as a result of special relaxation rules that we have. So what we do in office is we do look at case on its merit. We do look at information. We do look at business forecast. We try to assist genuine businesses who are impacted by the current situation.
Rahman says they have information on a number of taxpayers in the country and how many are actually lodging their returns.
We have information on economic sectors with regards to how many taxpayers are out there, how many of them are lodging returns, how many of them are not lodging returns. So certainly we do inspections, we do field visits, we do use third-party information to verify their business operations and just trying to establish whether they are in the system or not.
The FRCS will launch 4 new services which includes tax compliance certificate, taxpayer request for remission of penalties, request for time to pay arrangements and request for clarification on the 3rd of next month. Koroi Tandulala, FBC News.
The Office of the Prime Minister has warned legal action will be taken against imposters who defame its reputation. This comes after allegations of fraud claiming some individuals may have posed as employees of the PMs Office in order to take advantage of others. While the allegations has been dismissed, the Permanent Secretary of the Office of the Prime Minister says they will not condone any such intention from anyone. Yogesh Karan says they will keep watch in the hope that no Fijian is defrauded, especially during this difficult time.
I'd like to caution anyone that uses any material from Office of the Prime Minister or uses the name of the Office of the Prime Minister for any such gain or to defraud people. This won't be taken lightly, and if you're caught, you'll end up into trouble and highly likely chance of getting prosecuted.
Statistics are important to identifying the challenges and issues facing a country. Today, the Fiji Bureau of Statistics in Suva celebrated the 3rd World Statistics Day, commemorating the significance of data collation and dissemination. Venina Rakautonga reports.
It may be seldom recognized as an essential exercise, but data collection plays an important role in the running of a country.
With better data, we will have a better understanding of the challenges people are facing and how much progress we are making in improving their lives and protecting their rights.
Fiji Bureau of Statistics Chief Executive Kemweli Naingama says statisticians must continue to uphold standards while disseminating information.
Today, we stand together with international agencies to celebrate this important day and work together in partnership to address data gaps and integration of data sources to capture other areas where appropriate data is lacking or underdeveloped.
Naingama says statisticians must always recognize the importance of their work.
Let's continue to work hard in the collation of important data and provide our users with meaningful statistics which will help them connect to the rest of the world.
The Bureau is preparing for the Fiji Multi-Indicator Cluster Survey Awareness Program. Benina Rakautonga, FBC News.
Poor accessibility to markets has been a long-standing issue with farmers and Fijians in the district of Ndongotuki in Madawata. District Representative Laisiasa Lewambevi says limited access to various markets has discouraged many farmers from the idea of diversifying their agricultural products. Chisainanunga reports strategies have been developed to address the problem and boost commercial agriculture in the area.
The Matanitikina of Ndongotuki says talks are underway with relevant arms of the government and NGOs to render some form of assistance.
At times, farmers spend over $200 to transport their produce to the market with less profit earned. Most of the agricultural produce are for our consumption. Besides, farmers in the district also need technical advice to boost agriculture productivity here in Ndongotuki.
District Development Head Antonio Alikisa stated the Farmers Association is fundraising to build new farm roads. He is urging farmers to refrain from relying on the government considering our current economic situation.
We are not going to back down. We will ensure that funds are collected to boost accessibility. This will ensure that our products are transported on time to various markets in Lambasa, other parts of Fiji, and hopefully to other countries. We are optimistic of overcoming this issue.
This concern was raised during the Ndongotuki Tikina meeting and will be presented during the Madawata Provincial Council meeting. Chisainanunga, FBC News.
Up ahead, joint maritime surveillance identifies violations and more literary awareness needed, says NGO.
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन.
With maritime law becoming more stringent due to COVID-19, our Navy recently identified a number of violations while conducting over 50 boarding inspections. Maritime Commander Timothy Natuva says in a joint operation with the Fisheries Ministry, they recorded infringements including fishing without license or expired license and not adhering to the listed fishing grounds. Kelly Vadala reports.
The Ministry of Fisheries works with Fiji Navy on a daily basis, monitoring our waters as illegal movement in the maritime space remains evident.
RFNS Kikau recently returned from a joint fisheries patrol, conducted a number of boardings. There are minor infringement, but nothing major. At the moment, it's something that we can still control for now.
Commander Natuva says through a memorandum of understanding, the two institutions have kept our waters safe in the past months.
In terms of yachts, nothing major has come in the past few weeks or so. But we are working closely with our partners, with customs, with police, with fisheries, coordinated effort to ensure that our borders are kept safe and our waters are well looked after.
The recent infringements were identified over an 8-day surveillance operation period.
The need to enhance maritime domain awareness capabilities and effectiveness becomes more important to support surveillance efforts.
Fiji Navy says it continues to support government departments in maritime law enforcement activities. Kelly Vadala, FBC News.
There is a need for more awareness of literacy in informal settlements, says Vunani Book Club founder Andi Mariana Wanga. The club, which was established 2 years ago, has discovered that children spend most of their time playing rather than bettering their reading skills. Apenisa Wangarandovu reports the club is piloting a project in Nanuku settlement, Vatuanga Suva, and hopes to reach out to other disadvantaged communities.
Over 40 children are attending the reading sessions, with interest growing in recent months.
We're really happy with the children's development. I mean, they're so much more confident. They read, they understand the ideology behind Vunilangi Book Club, which is that books can take you places and that you can be here and visit different countries and different cities.
Wanga says they've informed the parents about the progress their children have made, while emphasizing on the importance of reading.
There's about 6 volunteers in our operations team right now, and most importantly is that we've had, out of those volunteers, 2 of the women are actually from the community, and that has been key to our development within this community.
Nanuku residents Chowana Sorda, through the project and support from the Graduate Women Fiji, is receiving the education needed, as she hopes to help the children in the community.
I'm taking the Certificate 3 in Early Childhood Education at the Stand-Up campus in TAPS.
The club has also established a sister club in Kormakawa Bunolebu, which is run by the mothers from the community. Apenisa Wangarandovu, FBC News.
Fire safety is everyone's responsibility and Fijians should learn it. Director of Southern Security and Fire Protection Services, Rajendra Autar, says Fijians should ensure their home and family are protected in the event of a fire. The National Fire Authority recently raised concern over incidents related to electrical faults. It ranks as the highest cause of fires so far this year. Autar says people should have fire safety equipment at home.
I suggest the people of Fiji to concentrate on fire, to keep fire extinguishers at home. At least if you can control a small fire, there will be no big fire. Don't depend on fire brigade that.
And turning overseas, New Zealand's National Party has made the first incision as the post-mortem of its failed election campaign gets underway. Its much-reduced caucus of 35 MPs met for the first time, promising a thorough review. It came as their Labour colleagues were forced to find a bigger room to accommodate their supersized caucus of 64. And it's business time now with Apenisa.
Thanks, Jackie. Coming up, more than 1.3 million tons of cane crushed. And in growing Fiji, more teachers' quarters needed, says Minister. Stay with us.
Pula natang ko apros lang kerse, ko erkraki, do televisi na barong na Radio Fiji 1, nandomo ibit.
Radio Fiji 1, nandomo ibit.
Despite continued heavy rain last week, the cumulative crush for the 3 sugar mills was 4% higher than the equivalent period in 2019. The volume of cane crushed by the 3 mills has reached more than 1.3 million tons. The Fiji Sugar Corporation says Lambasa Mill has been worst affected by the heavy rain, and as a result, the crush tonnage has slightly fallen when compared to the same period last year. The Lautoka and Rarawai mills have crushed 2% and 11% more cane, respectively. The FSC says a mill throughout and performance to date continues to be better than the past 2 seasons. The average weekly mill stoppage 16% lower, driven by a consistent supply of cane, and mill breakdowns are 20% lower when compared to last year. It says sugar production of 119,520 tons to date has been affected by rain. Last year, the figure stood at 125,196 tons. Sugar recoveries measured by the cumulative TCTS remains at 11.2. Multinational automotive manufacturer Hyundai Motor and its affiliate Kia have forecast billions of dollars of loss over engine problems.
Hyundai Motor and affiliate Kia have warned of a new $2.9 billion hit to earnings. That is related to existing provisions over engine issues. It takes the total costs to almost $5 billion. Hyundai and Kia are together the world's #5 automaker. In 2015 and 2017, they had to recall nearly 1.7 million vehicles in the US over engine failures that raised the risk of crashes. US safety regulators have been conducting an investigation following concerns raised by a South Korean whistleblower. Back in 2018, Reuters reported that Hyundai was being investigated by prosecutors over whether it handled the recalls properly. Some analysts now expect the two firms to swing to a loss in the latest quarter as a result of the provisions. Shares in both firms closed lower in Monday trade.
Sharon from HFC Bank, join us now with the latest from the money market.
The Chinese yuan is holding near a two-year high against the US dollar on signs of a robust economic recovery. It has surpassed its 2019 peak and hit its strongest level since July 2018. China's GDP grew 4.9% in the period ended September 30th from a year earlier, helped by strong gains in industrial output and a rise in retail sales. Closer to home, the Reserve Bank of Australia signalled that it sees a need to further support the economy through various channels, including expanded government bond buying and lowering its official cash rate closer to zero. According to the minutes of its October 6 policy meeting, the RBA's board agreed to maintain a highly accommodative policy as long as required until the economy opens up from coronavirus-led restrictions. Meanwhile, New Zealand business confidence improved in the September quarter, reflecting a pickup in demand. Business confidence improved to pre-COVID levels but remains deeply pessimistic, even with signs that the economy may recover from the pandemic quicker than expected. And that's all from HFC Bank for now. Vinaka.
Here are today's local exchange rates as set early this morning. The Fiji dollar was set higher against the currency of our two major trading partners, Australia and New Zealand. But as often happens when the Sangha Moli rises against the Aussie and the Kiwi dollars, it slips slightly against the other currencies we cover. On the commodities market, oil continues to hold near the $40 a barrel mark. Gold dropped slightly to $1,898 per ounce, and silver closed up slightly at $24.42 per ounce. There is a great need for teachers' quarters around the country. Speaking during the commissioning of the teachers' accommodation at the Sanganga Muslim Primary School, Minister for Education Rosie Akbar said they have to prioritize where they fund new quarters. Akbar said they try to allocate the resources equally to the schools around the country.
For your information, we have 1,000+ schools across the country with 245,000+ students. So we've started this, and obviously in the future this trend will continue with funding allocated for teachers' quarters.
That's all from Business Tonight. Jamie joins you now with the latest from sports.
Vinaka and good evening. In sports tonight, Northland in it for the long haul. And netters urged to be mentally and physically fit. This and more coming up.
Bula FM number 2 NSR.
Bula FM number 2 NSR.
Now that Northland has qualified for the Skipper Cup, veteran Atunaisa Turangai View aims to help make the team a household name in the top division. Having joined the Northland side in 2013, making a comeback has been an overwhelming experience for him. Turangai View says though the competition will be a lot tougher, the side is willing to put in the work.
To done this jersey up until I cannot play rugby anymore, and to keep Northland up at the Skipper Cup. Which I promise that this will be the last time we will be here for the Vodafone Cup. We will be putting Northland up high in the Skipper Cup.
Chope Kikau, the older brother of Fiji Mbati and Penrith Panthers forward Viliame Kikau, has reminded his brother to never forget his roots. Chope gave a heartwarming message to Vili as he prepares to feature in his first NRL Grand Final against the Storm on Sunday. Chope was the sporting star of the family, but in 2010, his life had changed forever when he had to undergo surgery for an epidural abscess. Seeing his brother reach the finals is something he has always looked forward to.
We never knew that
from our humble beginnings, from where we started off. No one knew that one day you'll be playing in one of the biggest sports in Australia. This will be your first grand final, as we've always say, and we've always remind you, never forget your humble beginnings. Never forget your struggles, because that is what build us up to where we are today.
Being selected for the Fiji cricket squad will be a dream come true for Lindua Yambaki. The 24-year-old is part of the invitational Suva side that is competing in the Cricket Fiji Association Challenge, currently underway at Albert Park in Suva. Yambaki was part of the Fiji Under-19 squad and aims to one day make the senior team. Caroline Tavi has more.
Yambaki knows getting exposure and experience in minor tournaments like the Association Cup can help achieve his dream.
For this competition is to expose myself to the main selectors, and also preparing myself in the upcoming tournament, especially the Schooner Bowl, because currently I'm joining the police cricket team.
Invitational Suva is the favorite in the competition and has one goal in mind: to win the Association Cup.
We are coming in to enjoy ourselves. We are coming in with the goal of winning the tournament. Nothing else.
Improving on their cricket skill is one thing the side hopes to take away from the challenge.
Focusing on our skills, we are focusing on a day-to-day competition, as this would lead up to the results. You know, the result takes care of itself. So we are focusing on what we can control at the moment. Our warming ups and this routine, including our batting order. And this.
The tournament ends next week. Caroline Tavi, FBC Sports.
Digicel Lightning netball manager Alesi Wanga-Paul believes players who want to make it to the Fiji Pearl squad need to be mentally and physically tough on and off the court. The former Fiji Pearl center and her Lightning team are part of the Digicel Punja's 2020 Netball Reset Championship that features the best netballers in the country. Caroline Tavi reports.
As one of the veteran players in the Pearls exposed to international level competition, Alesi Wanga-Paul knows how intense competition can be.
Being selected in the Fiji Pearls squad is not just about your performance on court on that day, it's also about what you do off court. This is like a holistic player. Netball Fiji is looking at how to groom players, to be holistic players. So
Paul adds players who want to get selected into the national squad will need to have the right character to represent Fiji.
My advice, if their heart is willing, they can do it. If we can, these and those can do it if they set their mindset right and they are committed to this sport.
Only 25 natters will be selected from the Reset Championship to be part of the Pearls.
25 Fiji Pearls, and the rest will fall into the Fiji A squad. And the under-21s will fit into both teams, whether they're good, because they'll be good enough for either. And then the national coach will take it from there.
In this week's fixtures, the Flames take on the Punjab Thunderbirds at 12 p.m. and the Lightning meets the Punjab Stingrays at 2:30 p.m. at FMF Gymnasium in Suva on Saturday. Caroline Tavi, FBC Sports.
It's been a huge weekend for the father of All Black sensation Caleb Clark. Ronnie Clark, a former All Black himself, is now best known as Caleb's dad, and he couldn't be more happier for his son. That's it from Sports Tonight in New Media. After the break, a look at the newest set of Bose Audio sunglasses. That's coming up.
Bula FM number 2 and seri.
Bula FM number 2 and seri.
And Angie joins us now with the latest in weather.
Good evening and welcome to the Weather World. A beautiful day indeed with sunshine shining brightly upon us. So hope you enjoyed it thoroughly. We need more of this weather. Now let's see the other centers. In the west, stunning weather to start off with. If you're on holiday with your friends or your family, I bet you must be enjoying it. Eastwards from Peck Harbor to Suva, the sun was out and about, but the skies were a bit unsure, a moment of sunshine and another moment of hazy skies. And up north, the day was fine under blue skies. At sea, southeast winds 20 to 25 knots, rough seas. Turning to the tides, high tide at 9:23 p.m. with low tide at 3:44 a.m. Sunrise will be at 5:37. For tomorrow, we can expect the same weather to follow trend. Tomorrow's temps, Bao will be cool at 20 degrees, while Sabu Sabu will follow at 21. And looking further on to Thursday, another blissful dry day is in store. Well, that's all the weather news from here. Jackie is with you again.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. In Fijian Pulse, we asked, are we doing enough to create awareness on the effects of drugs in rural communities?
We are not doing enough and we need more awareness in rural areas.
There is definitely a need to have more awareness in rural areas, especially in the outskirts of towns.
We need more awareness to FNU and universities, school, more awareness in school, and public also. They need more awareness for this one.
The more awareness we have, the easier it will be for us to address drug issues everywhere.
Recapping the main stories for tonight, schools reminded to follow instructions, FRCS on high alert with tax compliance, and Bureau emphasises importance of statistics. For these stories and others, tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. Our poll question we're asking, should curfew remain for the rest of the year? Visit our FBC website to answer. And our shot of the day, Fiji is well known for its spectacular sunsets, a beauty that attracts thousands to our shores. This one was captured in Benga. And send us newsworthy pictures to email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj, via Facebook page FBC News and our Twitter page at FBC_news. That's the news for tonight. Until tomorrow, from the team and I, stay safe. Bye for now.
Baik tu Dendi mereka tahu, Radio Fiji बहुत Radio Fiji रोज सुनता हूँ.
Radio Fiji 2 देश की धड़कन.